Hi, everybody. Welcome to Live After Five. Marie here. I just jumped on this evening because I was speaking to a landlord today who has to renew his house insurance policies for his rented property. And basically, I suppose what struck a chord was that it's really important during this time, if your insurance policy is up for renewal, or maybe you're halfway through your policy and you really haven't looked at the terms for some time. Building costs have risen. So there's a section on your house insurance policy, that would cover, your contents and also the cost, the rebuilding costs. So God forbid if you had a fire in your property and, there was serious damage done, the property was nearly gutted, how much would it cost to rebuild the house? So for example, sometimes some owners think that that would be the current value of the house, but the current value of the house and the cost to rebuild the house after something terrible like a fire are two different things. So, for example, you may have bought a property for 160,000, a 2 or 3 bed townhouse. And if that house had to be, did have a fire and it went to the ground, how much to go in, clear up that site and rebuild it could be a lot more than actually what you bought the property for, even though you might have bought the property a couple of months ago or a few years ago, who knows. So it's important to have a look at the current building costs and give that information to your insurance company or your insurance broker to make sure you've got adequate insurance. So for example, also, supposing something happened to the property and there was 100,000 worth of damage and you have building sums insured maybe for 120 and you have 100,000 euro worth of damage. If the insurance assessor feels that you've underinsured the property, it could affect your claim if you did have a disaster happen to the property. So have a look. I'm popping up a link to SCSI, and there is a kind of a home build calculator cost there if you want to use that as a benchmark. The other thing you could do is speak to somebody like an engineer, a quantity surveyor, an architect. You could bounce your figures off them as well and see, does it tie in with what you should be insured with? But it is a real important one. And like that, it's one of these things, everything's fine while everything's fine. But then if you do have an issue, that's where not having the correct insurance will become a problem for you. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great evening.